Mystic, come here. Mystic, come here. Come on. Hello everyone, this is Tiffany here with Mystic Mog for the big December 2012 Astro Tarot channel. I'm sorry if it's a little bit dark. It's very dark outside and I don't think it's going to get much lighter. Here in Cornwall we've been having floods and I had to drive back from Brighton the other day in an iGo, or should I say a kite, at 70 miles per hour winds, which is probably faster than the iGo could do. So it's quite amazing I've made it back to do this at all. So it's really nice to be here. And Mystic is joining us for the first time in quite a few months, although you might not be able to see her because it's so dark. But I'm hoping you'll be able to see the cards. If not, it's kind of what comes out of my mouth that's which is really to be listened to anyway. Saying that, obviously it's about you taking what resonates with you and disregarding the rest, because your own intuition is a far better guide. December starts only a couple of days after the full moon eclipse in Gemini, which should be really quite a revelation. I still see the energies of the eclipse around come the 1st of December, as we have this card here, the Two of Swords. Hopefully you can see that. The Two of Swords here. So it shows that it might take some time for these revelations to actually really come into play, but believe me, when they come into play, they come into play, as we have here the Judgment card. Okay, so this shows that when you really get it, you really get it. There's a sense here of an opportunity coming up where you can clear a heck of a lot of karma. I think I've been going on about karma quite a lot this year, but it feels really important. In fact, the song that was playing in my head when I was looking at this reading was the one that goes, karma, 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 chameleon. You come and go. Red, gold and green. Those words in particular were coming in my head. I'm not going to sing it. I will spare your soul from my my lovely singing voice. So anyway, coming back to this, it really feels like there's a huge karmic clearing going on in the first week of December yet again, but I guess this is what 2012 is about, right? Particularly as the last card that we have is this card, which is the Burden card. So it's basically Mystic. So it's basically showing that, you know, it's all about letting go of anything that burdens us. And the things that really make our energy levels low are things like guilt and bitterness and resentment and all of those things. So if you've got any ill feelings, if you're harbouring any ill feelings in the first week of December, it really is a good time to clear them out. Because if you clear them out, it's amazing what can happen. In the words of Deepak Chopra, one of my favourite quotes are to relinquish the grievance and choose the miracle. And that's how we should live every day. But there's a real emphasis on this in the first week of December. Okay, no ill feelings. Let's move on to the second week in December. I feel like the Strength card here, wrestling with a lion. Anyway, let's move on. So the second week in December, what have we got going on? We've got Mercury conjuncting the North Node. Whoa! Like I said before, karmic clearing. If you can really clear out your mind from those negativities, your soul is just going to go whoosh. It doesn't feel that easy to do, because it feels as if there may be some attachments going on where relationships are concerned or partnerships are concerned. There may be issues of giving your power away to people and a sense of needing to bring that back to the self because there's a sense of waiting around. if you can do something to make sure that you are not waiting around and you are actually empowering yourself, then that's fantastic. And I really feel as if we will be able to do that, because looking at the cards here, the first one you have is justice. So here we've got things to do with partnerships, deals and relationships. And then what we have next is the Four of Cups, which is this waiting around energy I was talking about. And then we have the Success card, which is the Six of Wands in Osho Zen. So it shows things moving on, very much like Mercury going direct with the North Node. There's a sense of quickness, or a sense of everything that's felt stuck, particularly over the Mercury retrograde, now actually really moving with some force, with some clearance, clarity, and a sense of, yes. So really, you know, try not to give yourself a hard time. Again, remember to come out of those lower self energies, because really, what's the point? All you're doing is giving yourself a needlessly hard time. Okay, so we will move on now to the third week in December, which is that build up to the 21st of the 12th of the 12th. So I really feel like there is something to the 21st of the 12th of the 12th. I have synchronistically landed doing a dance in Seville, a tarot dance, and it was booked on the 21st, although the person that booked it didn't realise they were booking it on the 21st, and it starts at 10 p.m, which is exactly the time that the Mayan calendar ends. And the Mayan calendar actually started on my birthday back in 3114 BC. And the dance that I'm doing is a dance about the destruction of the world as we know it for a new formation. But it's the story of Demeter and Persephone, which is the Empress and the High Priestess in the tarot. And the place that we're doing it just happens to be the Isle of Persephone. None of this was known or planned, but it feels very significant. It feels like there really is a marking of the world as we know it actually, you know, changing in some way. There is a sense of destruction going on, but it's to bring unity. So it's just destruction of anything that is fear-based or separation-based. These are the cards that we have for that all-important third week in December. We have the Faith card here. So there is a sense of systems as we know it, traditions, really, you know, on their knees here. There's also a sense of maybe us humans, if we are in a place of not welcoming the change, you know, the resistance may well be really challenging. So there is a sense here of remembering to let go. I've said this throughout 2012 as well, but I really can't emphasize it enough how it really does feel like it's all about letting go this year. Anything you're attached to is not going to do you any favours. Remember what I was saying before in the first week of December? It's all about clearing, clearing, clearing out. And this continues. This one here, the Two of Pentacles, again shows any codependency around security, really kind of being submerged. I really get this feeling with the water coming up and this one ball coming up out of the water that, you know, it's all about unity, but that unity is all encompassing. It's about the world. So it feels like our intimate relationships, although still there, they have to have a higher purpose, a goal of the world, and that actually our attention may well be spread out a lot more. And I feel like this is an overgoing message for 2013 as well. More things about floods, possibly. Look at the water, you know, going here. And there's a sense of, you know, remembering that water is a very clearing, cleansing energy. And we just have to have faith. But this is also watery. This is Persephone, which I've just been talking about. And that's the High Priestess. But in the Osho, it's about the inner voice. So, you know, there are things here about water quite strongly, and listening to your own intuition and letting it guide you about where to be and what it is that needs to be laid to rest. Almost like what I'm seeing is like ships going down to the bottom of the ocean. So there's a sense of, you know, really letting old ghosts go to rest. I'm not really sure. This is coming from somewhere and I'm not quite sure what they're talking about exactly. So I'm not going to try and interpret it because that's where I'll go wrong. It's obviously for you guys to tune into your own inner voice on the 21st of December. Okay, so we'll move on to the 4th week of December, and it looks like a very, very, very busy Christmas for us all. And there's things here where, you know, in the first week or two, I was talking about clearing out any ill feelings, any grievances. And it feels like we managed to do that. And parts of us were like, why did we even hold on to it so long? Why did we think it was going to be so hard? Actually, this feels beautiful. But oh, how quickly we forget. So watch this again. Do yourself a favour over Christmas. And instead of watching the Queen's speech, watch the Queen of Wands speech. And look at this, because this shows you what you are needing to remember. I guess Christmas brings up lots of things for us, and there's a sense here of feeling threatened by numbers, maybe families getting together, dynamics kicking off, all of that Christmas, lovely Christmassy, wonderful stuff. We have the Emperor here as well, so a sense of wanting to keep control, and it's a bit gung-ho for Christmas. And what you have here is isolation, which is the Three of Swords, which means it could all end up in tears. Okay, so you don't want to make your gravy like really runny on Christmas Day now, do you? And isn't it funny how we can all revert to children when we are put in family dynamics? So remember what I said in the first week, which was to let go of any grievances and choose the miracles, because this Christmas does feel like a test around that. It feels a stressful time. It feels like people are very, very, very busy. So we may all be running on a bit of a short fuse, and we may just have to remember to choose compassion and understanding, and really knowing that we are in the same boat. There's a sense of really remembering that, you know, and that what you see in someone else or react to in someone else is just a mirror in you. So remember to bring in the understanding, and then you can turn that energy into quite a fun, playful energy, because it does have the potential to be very active and very fun rather than active and stressful. And that's your choice, really. So the general for December 2012 is interesting, because again we have judgment, and judgment came up in the first week where I said about karmic clearing. Right, I don't really know what to say to that. I don't even know where it's gone. Maybe that just means it's huge clearing, like karma completely wiped out. Let's hope so, huh? But then there would be transcendence. Would there be an earth still? I mean, we do have the Tower here, so again it's like a mass wake-up call. And I say mass as well because the last card is the we are the world. I was saying humanity, global consciousness, everything to do with the highest good for everyone. Quite an Aquarian feel basically going on here. So clear out your own agendas, guys, because they're being cleared out. So get clear about what you have agendas to, what you are trying to control, what you're in fear of. Do yourself a favour and just work through breathing and releasing and letting go. Lots of love to you. Goodbye from Mystic. and myself have an amazing 21st of the 12th and a really fun rather than stressful Christmas and New Year, and roll on 2013.